जीवः सुलभमदनुनियतम्।
Do you want me to be serious or funny? Okay, let it be a fun session. Can you just quickly tell me what are the classical art forms are in India? There are 7. One by one. Can you just have the mic there? I would like to thank Sunbeam School Lahartara for inviting me to present this. And a special thank, my heartfelt gratitude to Mukherjee P for making this possible for us. Thank you so much, sir. And today we are going to talk about an ancient art form which is endangered and dying right now. How many of you have seen Kathakali before? Traditional Kathakali. You've seen it. Where you saw it? Kerala. Apart from Kerala? Benares? TV. Okay. So what are the classical dance forms we have? Come, anyone come here. Yes, you please come.
Bharatanatyam, Kathak,
Odissi, Kuchipudi, we have 4. Manipuri, 5. Mohiniyattam, 6. Bihu is not classical. Hatriya, yes. And Kathakali. So, in these 7 classical dance forms, Kathakali is the only form. We are going to see the history of creating how the Kathakali created. So, it's the only form which is a theatre and a dance form. If you talk about the classical dance form of Kerala, that is Mohiniyattam. But if you're talking about the classical theatre tradition of Kerala, then we have Kathakali. So can you just have the PPT? Okay, so it's ancient Indian classical dance theatre. So whenever you're going to meet other people next time, they're going to talk, okay, let's see classical dance, let's see Kathakali dance. You're going to correct, right? It's not dance, it's dance theatre. The fundamental of Kathakali is in 64 boxes. So if you learn the geometry and the equation of those 64 boxes, you will know how to do Kathakali. Can you just have the next slide, please? So if you're talking about an art form and if you're not talking about the place where it has born, so will it be okay? No, right? We need to talk about how Kathakali born from Kerala. So you know the name of Kerala? It's Kerala, right? But it was previously different names. Like the meaning of Kerala, in Malayalam we end most of the word with Like if I have to say anyone's name, I can name it. But if I have to say any grammar or any word, maximum word ends with Like Kerala, we call it Keralam. Okay? In the language we call it Keralam, but officially we call it Kerala. So what is the meaning of Keralam? Kera means coconut. Kera means coconut, and Alam is the land where you get the coconuts. So Kerala is Kera Alam. Alam is, I cannot hear you. Hello? Yes. You can see the PPT, right? All of you? Yes? Okay. So previously Kerala was Cheralam. It was not Kerala. It was Cheralam. Why it's Cheralam? Because you know that there are many hills in Kerala. So Chera means hills and Alam means land. So the land of hills. Before that, before Cheralam, the name was Malayala Nadu. Malayala was the name of the hill and Nadu means, what is the oldest language of India? Malayala Nadu comes from Tamil. Contribution to Malayalam. Then there was a story previously for a longer period of time. We used to call Kerala as Parashurama Kshetra. What was the name? Parashurama. Do you know the meaning of Parashurama? Do you heard the name of Parashurama? Who holds that? Correct. So what happens? You can see the map of Kerala here. You can see it, the shape of it. So it has said that Parashuram for 3 times Kshatriya Shunna kiya tha unhone, hai na? 3 times he has killed everyone, Kshatriya Shunna karke. Then he threw his axe. So jahan par fenkta hai, from there the land occurs. It's called Parashurama Kshetra. And previously, Kerala was the home for early Jews, Portuguese, Christian and Muslim. You will see influences in Kathakali, like Portuguese influences, Jews influences, Muslim influences. Can you just tell me that what is the Portuguese influence in my costume right now? Right. This skirt, we have taken it from Portuguese. Boys, they wear this frill skirt for the marriage or any special occasion that time, because Kerala has a history of Portuguese people. Portuguese people came, stayed there for spice merchant and all. So this is how several cultures are blended smoothly amongst each other, resulted is an art form like Kathakali. So if you are talking about Kathakali, and this is a little history about Kerala from where we see Kathakali. Next slide, please. So, when we are telling you that why it's a theatre form, and this is the way we are going to decode why it came from a theatre practice. Previously, 2000 years back, Kathakali ka kitna age hai? How old is Kathakali? Anyone? Just showed in the video. Anyone? 450-year-old. The costume I'm wearing, it has been designed 450 years back. This is the 6th generation of the costume maker. I'm getting it from Kerala. Every knot, I'm wearing a costume which is near about 40 kg. And every knot, I have 64 knots in my body. Every knot we used to tie 400 years back the same way we are tying it right now. Can you just have a huge round of applause for all the gurus who are passing on this to all of us. We are so lucky to see this. So it comes from a complete Sanskrit theatre form which is still alive in Kerala. We call it Kudiyattam. What is it? Kudiyattam. It's a Sanskrit theatre. Then there is another art form called Ashtapadiyattam. Ashtapadiyattam is 8 days play on Jayadeva's Geet Govind. So post Jayadeva, Kudiyattam became Ashtapadiyattam. Then there were stories on Krishna, 8 night stories. Like Kathakali performance happens in night. Whole night we perform for 8 hours in Guruvayur Mandir. We perform mostly in Mandir, and if this organization gives us opportunity, then we perform here. So it's a temple art form. So Krishnanattam used to play, I'm talking about 600, 650 years back, 8 night play on Krishna. It's Krishnanattam. From there it comes Ramanattam, where stories for Ramayana, 8 night performance of Ramayana stories. From there, the stories of Ramayana, Krishna, Mahabharata, Puran, all are happening. There are new stories are also coming in Kathakali. So then we named it Kathakali. The literal meaning of it, Katha as story, and Kali, the way to enact it, the classical way to enact Kathakali. Can you just have a next slide, please? So I was talking about the lineage of Kalluvari Sampradayam Kathakali. I'm the 6th generation who is continuing. We are with this entire Kathakali Sampradayam, Kalluvari Sampradayam, which Kathakali you see right now. There are different gharanas of Kathakali. But whatever you are watching right now is the only gharana which is surviving. It's Kalluvari Sampradayam. The Kalluvari Sampradayam, Kulaguru Ittirish Menon, who has created. See, क्या होता है ना, the classical art form never comes from वो B.R. चोपड़ा का movies में जैसे ऐसे आशीर्वाद दे दिया अचानक से कथकली character स्वर्ग से आ गया. Never happens. That happens in stories only. What happens then when you're creating a classical art form, there are many folk indigenous art form which is contributing, and your lifestyle of Kerala people is contributing in this art form. So like the way Kulaguru Ittirish Menon first time he had made this Kalluvari Sampradayam, then the most prominent disciple of him is Pattikanori Ramundi Menon, who is the second generation of it. The third generation, three prominent Kathakali actors, Padmanabhan Nair, Ramankutti Nair, Kumaran Nair. Then comes the next generation, which is Kalamandalam Balasubramanya Marshal. Then comes my guru, Kalamandalam Gautam, and I am just continuing his lineage. So this is the brief thing, one page of 450 year. And this has been 1828 it has started. Can you just have a huge round of applause for all the gurus, because of them we are here right now. Can you just have a next slide? Okay, like I said, like in Kathakali, we don't Ashirvad se nahi bana hai. There are many art forms which has contributed in Kathakali. Like the way we are going to first indigenous influences on the origin and the development of Kathakali. So, do you know about Theyyam? Do you know about Kantara? Yeah. So Theyyam is similar kind of art form, but it's a ritualistic art form which performs by specific families. So Theyyam looks like this. You can see the pictures, it's very small. You can just get the vibe of it. So there are different kind of Theyyam, Bhagavati Theyyam, Khandakkaran Theyyam. They have contributed that in Kathakali. Can you just have a next slide? So what are the things Theyyam has contributed in Kathakali? Makeup, Chailam and Manola. Manola is the yellow stone which we make dust and make this. You can see there is yellow. It's basically a stone. I have to make it dust for 1 hour, add coconut oil and zinc white to it, and then can do it. It's not poster color. So it takes time. This is the tradition. That tradition we are continuing from Theyyam. Theyyam has contributed Manola, which is the yellow stone, and Chailam, which is the red stone. A little bit of influence of the costume, like the red and white border over here. It's from there. Ornamentation is wooden ornamentation. Whatever I'm wearing, whatever ornaments you can see is wooden. Got it? So this has come from which art form? Right. I cannot hear. I'm traveling a lot, so my ears are a little low. I don't know. I cannot hear properly. What is the art form name? Yeah, this should be the energy. Then we get Kalasam. Kalasam is like pure dance pieces which Theyyam contributes. Music accompaniment, techniques of enactment. Kathakali mein jaise enactment karte hai, same enactment we do in Theyyam. So Theyyam se enactment we took it. We like the way I am starting this show at around 7, but I started getting ready from around 3. So yeah, it takes time. Look at his face. So it takes time. So I have a few secret rituals which I have to practice before wearing this costume. So that ritual has came from Theyyam. Can I just have a next slide? Like the way Theyyam has contributed, there is another art form called multi-disiplinary, which has significant contribution in Kathakali. Next slide, please. What contribution multi-disiplinary has? Like performance of Todam and Puruppadu. Todam and Puruppadu is two classical performance of Kerala, Kathakali, which multi-disiplinary contributes. Also the makeup and chutti. Makeup, chutti is this. In Malayalam, chutti means border. LOC, Kargil border. The border, it's chutti. So why we use this? You people use camera, right? For clicking pictures and all. Many videographers are here. Can you just tell me why suddenly we are wearing this white? There must be a reason, yes? Try. It's very easy. Yes. What happens? We use reflector when you do professional shooting. Over there, when 450 years back, there was no electricity or nothing. The Kathakali performance used to happen in lamps. So to make the face a little bit brighter, they put this reflector, which is made of rice paste and chunam. Rice paste, this is made with that. Okay. Then we have ornamentation, the kiritam. Kiritam is the auspicious thing of Kathakali costume, which I am not wearing right now. If I wear the kiritam, the headgear, then I cannot talk. So I'm going to wear it and come back in a while. So we get it from Mutiyettu. Skirt, shirt, utturiam. Skirt, the shirt, and utturiam is this. This has come from Mutiyettu. There is a very significant contribution of Mutiyettu, which is, we call it killing and bloodshed. According to Natya Shastra, Kathakali follows Natya Shastra. According to Natya Shastra, you cannot show bloodshed and killing on stage. But we take it from Mutiyettu, we do it on stage. Use of sound effects. Tiranakku. Tiranakku is basically way of using the curtain, which we will see after a while. Then instruments like chenda, chengila, ilattalam. Chenda is a leather instrument, chengila is a metal instrument, and ilattalam is also a metal instrument. In Vedas and Kavya, like the literature we take it, a little bit of literature we took it from Mutiyettu. Next slide please. Similarly, Kalaripayattu has contributed. Next slide. What are the things Kalaripayattu has contributed? 3 important things. One is Maidappadau. Maidappadau is basically the exercise of Kathakali actors. Second is Udichil. Udichil is basically a traditional practice of oil massage, which is completely different from other oil massage which you are in your brain right now. I'm going to show it. Second, basic steps of Kathakali. Next slide, please. Udichil is basically happens to change your body type. In Kathakali, if you are wearing a 40 kg costume, you need to acquire a little bit, a lot of different kind of body type to hold the costume. So Udichil happens with the tailam, with the oil, we call it Dhanantaram tailam, which has 168 ingredients in it. With that oil, your guru will do these things with you, which is very tough, which happens in the 4 in the morning. You have to wake up at around 3, get yourself ready for this, and 4 in the morning it starts for 1 or 2 hours. And बहुत tough है. So this is the way we gain the power of carrying the costume. This is called Udichil. Next slide. And there is a very important enactment policy of Kathakali. We call it Navarasa. Can you just repeat what are the emotions we have in our life? Okay. So there is an equation in Kathakali where you can put all your emotion in. We call it Navarasa, which is 9 emotion. The first is Shringar. मैं एक बार पूरा बोल देता हूँ. Shringar, Hashya, Karuna, Raudra, Veera, Bhayanaka, Vivatsa, Adbhuta, Shantam. So first is Shringar. Say Shringar. Louder. Shringar is basically the feeling of love, but that has also 32 divisions on it. Then we have Hasya. Hasya is humorous. What is it? Hasya. Then we have Karuna, which is sad or sorrow. Karuna, what is it? Karuna, yeah. Then we have Raudra, which is anger. Veera, which is heroic. Bhayanaka. Then we have Bibhatsa, Adbhuta, Shanta. And the picture which you are watching right now, it's the picture of my guru. Can you just have a big round of applause for him? So he, Kalamandalam Gautam was for him I'm here today. He is one of the stalwart exponent of Kathakali in Eastern India. So he has, apart from these 9 rasas, he has invented 3 more rasas, which is Lajja, Vatsalya and Bhakti. It's not easy to contribute 3 rasas in a 450 years old art form. It comes out of a lot of practice, then you can contribute to it. So these are the 3 rasas which has been contributed by my guru. Thank you so much. Can you just have a bigger round of applause for this? Thank you. Can you just go for the next slide? Okay. Usually, who all saw the Kathakali performances before in Kerala? Most of you have seen this green face, right? All of us? but there is 5 different kinds of costume setup for Kathakali. We call it Pacha. Pacha means green in Malayalam. So this is Pacha Vesham, denoted for hero characters. Then we have Katti. Katti means knife. So this Katti character goes for Rajashik, Tamasic characters like Duryodhana, Ravan. Negative characters goes for Katti, who has knife in their face. Draw knives on their face. Then we have Tari, which is like negative character, red and vulgar characters. What is it? Tari. Tari Vesham. What is it? Then pay attention. There is a question in the next slide. And the fourth is Kari Vesham, which calls for black characters. Like when any god or goddesses takes a disguise, then they go for Kari Vesham. Then we have Minukku Vesham, which we have Stri Vesham or like Bhakti characters. They go with skin colors. In Kathakali, there is performances in skin color as well. We call it Minukku. Can we just have a next slide, please? Can anyone tell me what is Pacha, what is Katti, which one is Tari, which one is Kari, what is Minukku over here? Identify the Vesham. Come. Girl, pass on a mic. Yes.
The fourth one is Minakku Vesham.
This one?
Yes.
This one is Minukku, right. Can you just have a big round of applause for them? Do you have chocolates? Sir, do you have chocolates? Okay, one for you. Then?
First one is the knife.
Knife, yeah.
No, Kadi was red.
Kari was not
No,
red.
black.
Anyone want to try? Come
Black one is
fast, come
Kari.
fast. Or else you are gonna go get late for the dinner. Yeah. Take the mic.
The first one, Pacha.
First one?
Pacha Vesham.
First one is Pacha Vesham. Yes. A chocolate for her.
The black one is Kari.
The black one is Kari. Right.
That knife one is Kutti.
Which one? Tadi. Yeah, red one is Tadi.
And the
The
fourth
knife
one is
one is
Minukku.
Kutti.
Fourth one is Minukku and this one?
Kutti.
No, Kutti, it's Kari.
Kutti.
Kari Vesham. Very good. Can you just have a huge round of applause for all of them? Thank you. So, this is Pacha Vesham, Katti Vesham, what? Tari Vesham, Kari Vesham, and this is what? Minukku. Very nice. Next slide, please. So, we have come to the last slide of this presentation. In Kathakali, it looks like very complicated art form, but it's very easy. How I'm telling you, how you create a poetry. Can anyone tell me that if you're planning to write a poetry, what are the basic things you need to know? Try. Storyline. For writing a story, you need to know the alphabets and the words first. If you're learning a new language, you need to know the alphabets first. Then you have to know the words. Then you have to create a sentence, and then you can write about it. So for Kathakali, if you break it, Katha means story, and Kali means to enact it. So when we are enacting it, since it's a classical art form, there are 24 alphabets which we follow. We call it Hasta Mudra. Who all have pen and paper in their hand? Keep it aside. Make your hand vacant, yeah. Just right hand up, all of you. Right hand up. And you have to keep it. Okay? So the first alphabet, A for apple, B for ball. So first alphabet, Hastapatakham. Hastapatakham. Mudrakhyam. Louder. Mudrakhyam. Katakam. Mushti. Kartari Mukha. Sukhatundam. Kapitham. Hamshapaksha. Shikharam. Hamsasyam. Anjali. Ardhachandra, Mukuram, I'm not touching it, Mukuram, Brahmaram, Suchikamukham, Pallavam, louder, Tripataka, Mrigashirsha, Sharpashirash, Vardhamanakam, the easiest one. Vardhamanakam, Aralam, Urnanavam, Mukulam, Katakamukham. Got it? These are the 24 alphabets. Clap for yourself. So these are the 24 alphabets you have. Like with one alphabet, I can create immense number of words. We join alphabets and create words, right? So this is Pataka Mudra. In one Pataka Mudra, I can show you 3 different words. First, if I have to show you sun, I will show it like. This is sun. This is sun. With the same mudra, if I have to show you king. So now I'm going to end this thing, but I'm going to take a line or a word from you which I want to translate in Kathakali. Any line or anything, because in my PPT, the stories have no boundaries. Listen to this very carefully. The stories have no boundaries, which means you are going to face few challenges after it. It's not my challenge, it's your challenge today. So we take stories from Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puran, and anything you can imagine, I can translate it in Kathakali. Can anyone give me a line or a word? Yes? Can I just have the mic, sir? Mic.
Unicorns.
Unicorn. Okay. So when we are gonna show unicorn, there are ways which has been written to appear a godly character. How will it appear? Anything? Anything else? No, not divine. Any word?
Elephant.
Elephant. Do you have time to take any other words, or we can go for computer? Okay. Is it laptop or desktop? Laptop. Okay. Anything else?
A deer. Excuse
Lion.
And as you've heard of the tradition Kathakali, two things to remember in mind when you see the performance. The reason why I'm doing this and not the performer, Dibyendu Tarafder, is now he'll be putting his kiritam on, which is about more than 7.5 kgs. With that on the head, there's no position to talk. So he'll be enacting what I'll describe to you now, including the writer's name of the music, which I'll read out. But more importantly, I'll tell you what he'll be enacting. But before saying that, two things as you watch Kathakali. There are some traditional art forms that you've heard across the world. One, and a very old art form, is called ballet. Ballet requires a technique and a number of performers balancing themselves on a character, hence the name comes ballet. Kathakali combines ballet. The second form that you hear about the world is a form called mask, M-A-S-Q-U-E, from masquerade. Mask means not only ritual or profession or procession, you take multiple roles and you enact it at the same time like a long procession. Kathakali combines mask. There's a third word that you hear all the time called mime. So, when you're drinking a glass of water like this, then what is wrong? Doing this can also be mime? It isn't. When you're taking the glass of water, and the water is very, very tight because the glass is full, then your muscles tighten, come closer. When you're drinking, the water gulps down and the muscle slowly relaxes. And you keep it down. This change of hand, the tenaciousness of the body, there's a lovely English word called tenacity. That is called mime. Any random act is not miming. Transfer of energy of the object to your hand. Kathakali combines mime. So when you look at ballet, mask, opera, mime, it's stunning that 450 years back, an Indian art form encompasses every one of these together in a performance all the time. So what you'll watch, there'll be mask because a flicker in the face will change a character in a second. A movement of the lip will talk about talking and being silent. A change of the knee will talk about a character on the left and a character on the right. The stomach going down would become breath moving from me to him in the first row. All these are codes. Kathakali is a brilliant coded art. And when you decipher the code, you can see the same dance 400 times and still have the 401st meaning. Good art gives you codes. One such example, there's a Satyajit Ray film called Shatranj Ke Khiladi. In the first scene, 2 people play chess. In the last scene, 2 people play chess. When I was young, I saw the film. Much later, it unraveled to me that in the first scene, Lucknow did not fall under the British. Wajid Ali Shah was the head. So they were playing chess with Indian rules. In the last scene, General Outram takes over Lucknow. There is a same chess sequence, but they're playing with British rules. If you watch the film and you not watch the chessboard, one of the most important scenes of the film gets missing. So even like Kathakali, small parts of energy changes. Would you understand that today? Partially, yes. Second time when you see it, a little more. Third time you see it, you see a graphic novel being played on stage. You're reading a book. Kathakali is an act of reading a book. So, Kalyan Saugandhikam is the piece, Kalyana Saugandhikam is a piece which the performer will do just now. Enact. It's a very interesting piece. It doesn't have a story. It's about two people's mind. After the dice game is over, the entire Pandavas feel really, really down over the consequences, as you already know in Mahabharata. And Bhima, who was the only one asking Yudhishthira, why are you doing this? Why are you putting everything at stake? And he was shouted down. His voice was lost in the din. Nobody really heard him, and Yudhishthira went on and on. On one hand, Bhima respected the eldest brother. On another hand, his courage told him it had to stop now. It didn't stop. The consequences of the dice game gives rise to a very brilliant part of Mahabharata called the Van Parva. In the Vana Parva, Bhima asked Yudhishthir, why did you do this? Why were you getting into this? It's your consequence, but we have to bear it out. So two people are mentally reacting to each other. And those reaction is the short traditional performance the performer will be doing. Very quick for the names of the performers. Written and composed by Kottayam Thampuran, 456 years ago. Ragam, Sarangam, Talam is Chemba. Chemba is 20 matras, which means almost 3 times the 3 tal and more. This is the piece you're about to see in a very, very traditional act of Kathakali performance. What you take back home is what happens in your mind can be enacted on stage. Modern theatre is at its peak when you see Kathakali. Here we are, ready with the performance.
स्मारं स्मारं समस्त प्रतिभटपटली खस्मरोष्म सभीमा
वर्षादिरेक भ्रमित परिघदता रुक्षिकोण
चिन्ता सन्तपितान्दशमनसुतमस सौ वाचमित्या
शौर्य गुण निधि जलधे
जलधे चरण युगम
शौर्य गुण निधि जलधे
जलधे चरण युगम तव कई
Hello, check. Okay, children, we have some couple of performances on stories that you devise. Stories, characters, whichever you feel. Here we have a live human being, dance form, and a puppet. He'll react to your story and perform story given by you. So, any stories? Yes, first row.
Sir, how would you respond to Manipur?
Wonderful. How would you respond to what's happening in Manipur now from all sides? Okay, so two stories. We'll take two and enact one after another. One more story. Child, go ahead. Harry Potter? Okay. Harry Potter receives his first?
Wand.
Okay. Harry Potter receiving his first magic wand. Second story. One more. We'll do three. Okay, one sec. We've taken one here, so one from the back. Go ahead, child. That covers all sides of the auditorium.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. Okay, we've done one character, Harry Potter. We've done one story, Manipur. See, so that all three can be done in different ways. Let's do three styles because all we can't cover in one question.
Barbie.
Barbie again, similar. If you've done Harry Potter, we've done a character. Manipur, we've done a reaction. Something more? Incident, story.
Goku versus Vegeta.
One second, goddess Durga killing Mahishasura. Okay, that's character. Anything else? A poem, a bomb, human bomb. Okay, fair enough. Anything in the end?
The war. A war.
A war. Any war.
Russia-Ukraine war.
That's similar. You already have one conflict in Manipur. Something diverse. Yeah, go ahead. Khandav is a forest. So you want something on forest, ecology?
Say Barbie.
Forest cutting. Okay, so we'll take three. One geography, Manipur. One character, yeah, global warming, forest cutting is same. Okay, one geography, Manipur. One character, Harry Potter. One issue, forest cutting. So we'll begin with Harry Potter or forest cutting? Okay, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Sonam Mukherjee sir, for giving this such a nice introduction before my performance. I was listening to it when I was getting ready. Can you just have a big round of applause for him? It's all because of him we are here and celebrating this evening together. I have taken three stories. First, I'm taking the forest cutting. Second, Harry Potter. And third, I will be ending with Manipur. So I can do it at a stretch, three performance, but that is going to be, I can cut it and do it. Okay, so first, you have given me a story. So being a Kathakali actor, it's my responsibility to get it into the grammar of Kathakali and show it to you. So if I'm taking a grammar, every Kathakali act ends with a positive note, where I'm going to take the story of forest cutting, where this is going to be the mudra for what? Forest. This is forest, and if I'm continuing and ending it here, that means a big tree. So if I'm doing this and ending, this is a forest, and if I'm doing this and ending, according to Kathakali, it's a big tree. So first we are going with the forest cutting thing. Second, we are going to go with the Harry Potter and the reaction of the wand when he's choosing the wand, right? Okay. First story.
Second one. Okay. Give an emotion to the want story. Harry is feeling happy, sad, angry, excitement. 1 second, 1 second. She's given the story. Let her choose the emotion. Like Navras you saw. Give an emotion. Excitement or surprise, getting the first magic wand. Any more emotions? Excitement, surprise, two. Two more?
Like, because he has some wands that didn't suit him at first, then maybe like a bit of like stress kind of emotion.
Okay. Excitement, surprise, stress.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more?
Um,
Make it 4.
okay.
So there can be 4 different variations to show you. Excitement, happiness, stress.
Yeah.
And then?
Surprise. Because when he like first enters the wand shop, he's very surprised
Okay.
at what it is.
So excitement, happiness, stress, and surprise.
It's going to be a very quick thing.
Okay.
1 minute. I'm just.
Okay. वही म्यूजिक शुरुआत से वही म्यूजिक शुरुआत से Final one? Yeah. Okay. All of you who've reading newspapers, seeing television, the performer is asking me that what are your reactions hearing what you see in Manipur? Shock, awe, surprise? Yeah. Go ahead, child. Speak. Yeah. Say something. React to something. Speak a few lines. Yeah.
Sir, my reaction would be numbness.
Yeah. On what? What in Manipur?
Sir, the recent burning of the villages and the women parade, and plus the neglecting the whole situation in Manipur, those 3 tribes there. It's
Okay.
almost neglected.
Okay. The 3 tribes, the Kukis, the Maitais, the incidents around the women, the burning of the villages. Okay. Yeah. Karuna and Rudra, of course, sir will choose in whichever emotion you would like to. Yeah.
Disgust on all the parading that's going on and violations of women's rights in Manipur, including all the violence.
Yeah.
Between
So
the two
it's your reaction.
Disgust is my reaction.
Disgust is his reaction. That what's happening, if he's getting disgusted about what happened to women in Manipur, whoever they are. Okay.
Somewhere a feeling of hopelessness.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Mukherjee sir. Can you just have a big round of applause for him? And can you just have a round of applause for all of you for participating? This is going to be the last performance of mine for the evening, where I'm going to take the words like Manipur, why it is happening, Koki and Metai, why the war is happening, the parade, which was the most disgusted thing which we have witnessed. If you don't addressing that in front of people, then we're not talking about it. If you want a change, the change should start from here. So I'm going to take numbness, hopelessness. I'm going to show the Manipur. I'm not going to show the riot and the war and whatever happened. You know about all this. You know, right, why this is happening? Yes or no? But I'm going to emphasize on my take on the story which you have given. Do you know about Dasavataram, 10 avatar of Vishnu? The incarnation, 10 incarnation. We have seen 9 of them, but we never seen Kalki avatar. Kalki avatar is something which is the 10th avatar of Vishnu, and which people say that 9 avatar like Buddha, Krishna, Matsya, Kurma, every avatar has awkward, but not Kalki avatar. So I'm going to take an opportunity to showcase if anything happens with women. Previously also in Mahabharata, when the Chirharan happened, Kuruvangsha got destroyed. Anytime you're touching a woman, that's a creator. We are here because of women, because of ovium. If you don't have it, then we are not here. And carrying that ovium is a very tough job for a woman. Every month, when the person is bleeding, it goes through a lot of pain to give 1 or 2 child get it birth. Am I right? So if you somehow, this kind of incidents if you see, and deep in your head, I'm talking to the last bench as well, deep in your head you think that I have access to touch a woman, or I have access to speak to a woman not giving the respect, then according to me, when Manipur, that parade happened, Kalki avatar will come. Whenever you're disrespecting women, there is one avatar which is going to come and destroy. We are expecting that those people will get justice, but in next 5 minutes, we will give justice according to us. We will show that after that parade, the numbness of the ladies, and somehow Kalki avatar appear. Whoever touched that woman on that day in that parade, Kalki avatar is destroying that person in his own way. That's my take on it. Thank you.
So, as in all classical art forms, including Kathakali, or in the best traditions of theatre, all of us who touch the stage in this act of sacred, telling you an ancient story in a completely modern form. I don't call Kathakali ancient. It's as modern as can get. Once I had a very interesting discussion with Dibendu, and I told him that it's not Kathakali, theatre. This is theatre at its finest. So, for a father and the son, one who inspires, one who gets inspired, his guru, Kalamandalam Gautam, who's not present with us in this world anymore, all the three invisible figures in his life, his current guru, Guru Suchindran, more importantly, his many gurus in life, not just Kathakali, into forming ideas, reacting as a classical artist to the world around. Classical art is surviving because the artist has a vocabulary to respond. Dibendu, quick word before we finish.
If we are mentioning about the gurus who influenced me to think about contemporary art, I have someone on stage, Mukherjee P, who helped me a lot to think beyond the barrier. And Papa के बारे में छोटा सा एक बहुत बात बोलना. I come from a business family where everybody think about business. No artists are from my family. I live in a joint family. We have food together. Everything is together till now. 36 members. Everybody involved their entire day into business. I was the only black sheep who continued this. Baba was dead against it in the beginning. कि बिजनेस फैमिली है, इतना गाड़ी है, ड्राइवर है, ये रेडी है बिजनेस, ज्वाइन करो. क्या कथकली के लिए केरला जा रहे हो उतना गर्मी में ये अब करके. So for first 1.5 years, Baba didn't come for my performance because he thinks that I'm wasting time. For the first time when I performed from Telegraph in their annual conclave, Baba came. When we go on stage, we get into a trance, we don't see audience. But there are a few times when I actually see the audience from the stage. That time I saw my father watching me for the first time after my 6 years effort, 1.5 year performance days. Baba was in tears, and from that day onwards, he is the person without whom I cannot go on stage. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, all of you. I move on to you. Thank you.
Quick word from sir. Performance, I'm sure, spoke enough for me to speak anything more. Ma'am,
So,
Amrita ma'am, please.
Aditya is giving this tough job to me. So good evening and Jai Hind to all of you all. And I had a very short conversation with Dibyendu today in the office. And something that really struck, we were talking a little bit about Kathakali, not that I know much. I read a book, I read a book, so I was telling him a little bit about whatever was my very surface knowledge. And I used this word, Kathakali dancer, and he stopped me and he said, look, it's not a dancer, it's an actor. And I think that's the word that stayed, and I've learned it today. And I think after seeing your performance today, I think this was absolutely mesmerizing. There's one more thing I want to tell you, which Pranabda whispered into my ears when we were sitting over there. And I think it's important to say this, Pranabda, because we have children in front of us, and we talk about careers and education and academics in particular. Education is great. We talk about academics, not that it's bad, but the role that it has and the amount of importance it needs to be given in our lives. Dibendu is Uchcha Madhyamik, second topper in the state. You know what that means? It means that class 12, which is Uchcha Madhyamik in West Bengal, and possibly one of the biggest boards after the UP board. I'm not very sure about that, but because I gave my Uchcha Madhyamik, so I know how tough that is, So it's really, really tough. At that stage, and probably he may have come a little later, getting 65, 70 was also not really heard of. That I'm also coming from that time. And he came second in the state. But the most important thing is not that. The most important thing is that despite being so good, he chose to go and do his BA in Kathakali, right? And as he mentioned that his father didn't support him, which is again very natural. So what do you learn from this? You learn that if you have a dream, you can fulfill it. It's not always about academics. And finally, there's one very important thing for all of us as educators and as kids. Fathers come around, so stick to your dreams. I think that's very important, you know. And he says he's his biggest support. But I think it was very, very nice. I'll tell you why, personally. This is my personal thing. I have not really seen a performance of Kathakali, and the way I saw it, of course, read about the attire and how tough it is, and even saw what you showed about the kind of work and the effort, the body that they have to build, the effort they need to take, how flexible they need to be, and how strong they need to be. I had read about that. I saw it today. But I think what I really saw was the art form in its true essence, where he said, give me 3 contemporary, things that you can talk about or you want to know, with Manipur and of course Harry Potter, and we had the third one, the ecological genocide and stuff that the children spoke about. This is not easy. I think this is the work of a great guru, because it's so easy to do what I've always done. I've done riyaz of the same and I can still reproduce. Reproducing is one thing. Being able to take your art to a different level is actually the work of a true guru, great support from family, and I have to do naman to you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I'm blessed. Thank you.
Before we move on, just 1 second. Yeah, Dibendu. I mean, it's an honor to have a legend who will be performing tomorrow. One of the finest in world puppetry. 1 photo for the album, personally for me, as a matter of greed, and personally for Dibendu also as a matter of greed, Padma Shri, and a great, legendary puppeteer, Dadi Padamji. Bharti ma'am, please. Sir.
You know, listening to what he said, it's very similar. We both come from business families. Nobody in my family, went into art. They made paper. I used the pulp to make the puppets. And one thing led to another. Yes, there was a little difference. There was a bit of support when I went to Ahmedabad and NID and Darpana. But the suggestion or the thing was that, okay, you jump into water and you swim, then don't blame us. You make your own way. And that has gone. And I think it's fantastic when I see this today. And something else that in all my workshops where I say that we keep dividing this whole boxing tradition and modern and contemporary. And what you saw today was very interesting. Something else, that the art lives because of the artist and the audience. And how he interprets his art is what takes it forward. You know, very often the whole thing about intangible cultural heritage and the stamp, and then it's put into a museum, it's not that. It carries on and the art lives. Tomorrow you will see a puppeteer, there's a traditional puppeteer with us as well, and he does new work as well, and yet at the same time also works with his own art. But the art goes forward because how you interpret it and how you put your soul into it, and it doesn't stay, it's never static.